Now that we've gotten scales out of the way, and we've learned, you may know, like maybe the major scales anyway. We've gotten major scales down, and we've made all the different variations. We can talk about C major and D major and all this stuff. But just for today, we're going to talk about C major, just to keep everything simple and not use any sharps or flats. Just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And we're going to learn about chords. Now what chords are is a certain selection of notes, and it's usually like just 3 notes at a time is a really kind of the basic chord there, is just 3 notes played together. And depending on what you choose out of this scale, you get different chords played together. Okay, so as a recap, we talked about all 12 notes, and then we talked about getting only 7 of those notes based on the 2-2-1, 2-2-1, 2-2-1, 2-2-2-1 pattern of the major scale, and that's what makes it major. And now we're talking about how to get notes out of this. So what people decided to do back in the day is they would take every other note. You start somewhere and you just take every other note, and you stop when you get 3, and you get these notes. So maybe the first one would be C, E, and G. And the reason I'm stacking up like this is you can imagine if we're writing music, maybe this is C here, and then this is E, and this is G. So same kind of fashion here, okay? The next one would be starting on D, and we simply go D, F, maybe I can do this, D, F, and A like that. We'd get D, F, A. And this continues. You can keep counting. E, G, B is next. And there's kind of a shortcut to do this if you don't want to keep looking here and you just want to look and do this faster and faster and faster. There's a certain way. C, D, E, the next one would be F. Then E, F, G, A, the next one would be A, and then G, A, B, and the next one would be C, just like that. And that's the same thing, F, A, and C. Okay, so let me finish these out. You can pause the video and try it yourself if you want, but I will continue. G, B, D. Let's use this color. A, C, E. And finally, we can use this one, B, D, F. Okay. So here are the 7 chords. If you did it again, you would simply get the C, E, and G again. It cycles around. Music is really good at cycling. And on the keyboard, or I'm sorry, on the staff, it would look like this. D would be here, F and A, just like that. E, G, B, E would be here, E, G, and B. F, A, and C with this color, F, A, and C, and so forth. This is useful, I promise. So bear with me while I fill these in. Okay, so as you can see, this is putting all the chords together from the C major scale, all the 3 notes put together. And we're talking about building in thirds. If you look from here to here and here to here, these are in thirds, and the reason it's in thirds is you can count 1, 2 is the space, and 3 is the line here. So you have 1, 2, 3. This is called stacking in thirds. Stacking in thirds. Okay. Same thing here. This is a third because you got 1 is the space, 2 is the line, 3 is the space. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3. So from here to here. So these are all in thirds. And then finally, I'll put the C chord at the end here. Okay, so not all chords are created equally, and there's certain things to talk about when it comes to making chords. Okay, so if you look at C to E right here, we already said this is a third, but we want to know how many half steps. So instead of looking from here, 1, 2, 3, we look at the actual keyboard, and we look at this and we say, oh, there's 1 half step here, 1 half step here, 1 half step here, and 1 half step here. So this is a total of 4 half steps from C to E. Okay, E to G is the same thing. We count 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we start on E. We don't count 1, 2, 3, 4 for that. Okay, we just count the spaces in between. What's the distance between? And we say, oh, there's 3 half steps here. Okay, if we continue, we can look at this. From D to F, there's 3. And from F to A, there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this one is 3 to 4. And this matters. Okay, E, to G is another 3. If you look here, 1, 2, 3. This was the same thing as this E to G, right? So we have these as the same. So this is 3 and this is 4. Okay, go ahead and try to figure this out on your own if you can. I'll continue on my own. So pause the video here and we'll meet back at the end. This is 4, this is 3, this is 4, this is 3, this is 3, this is 4. And this one's weird. This one's 3 and 3. So we have 3 different qualities of chords, you could say. 3 different qualities. 3 qualities of chords. And we have a 4-3. We have a 3-4. Maybe I'll make this green so we can see an example. 3-4. And then we finally have the 3-3. 3-3. Okay. So these all have names. This one is major. Just like the major scale, this is a major chord or major triad. A triad is a chord with 3 notes, a triad. So major triad. Okay. This one with the 3-4 is called minor. Oops, let me get a different green. There. Minor. So this is a minor triad. And finally, we have one more with the 3-3. This is called diminished. Diminished. And these sound different, just like you have the major scale. The major scales all kind of sound similar. They just start in different places. The chords all sound different. These qualities sound different. Major is usually a happy sound. Comes out as a happy sound. Minor kind of usually comes off as a kind of sad sound. And diminished sounds like, kind of weird. Kind of weird. Let's do this for kind of weird. Kind of weird sound. And as you play these, you will get to hear the difference and so on and so forth. Okay, so we have C, E, and G, and D, F, and A. Let me scroll down and get a little bit more room here. And these actually have numbers. If you remember, we talked about scale degrees. This is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 6, 7, and 1, right? There's no 8 in major scales. You can just say 1 again. And if you use these, we can say, oh, well, this is major. And the way you denote this and say, I want to play a major chord, is you simply use an uppercase Roman numeral. This means major. Let me go ahead and do this as a little key up here. Major. And that simply means that it's a 4-3. So, for example, if you saw this and you're in the key of C, and you see a 1 chord like this is called a 1 chord, major 1 chord, this would have C. It would start on C because it's a 1, because it's a 1, it has to start on C. And we know it's a major chord because it's uppercase. It's an uppercase 1, and that means that because it's major, it has this 4-3 quality. And so the notes you would play just on this much information, just on this, you can write just this and you will get the notes C, E, and G, just like this, C, E, and G. So you don't need all of this. There's a lot of shorthanded music that you can take advantage of, and it really can help you communicate faster. In fact, this is like, if you ever want to get into jazz, this is really useful because you can play so many different things, basically any combination of C's, E's, and G's, and as long as you play them here, you'll have you'll play the song correctly, the piece correctly. Okay? Let me get rid of this again. Okay, oops. Okay, that's there. Okay. Next we have D minor. This is called D minor. This one was called C major. C major. This one is called D minor. There should be a space there. Sorry for the cramped writing. D minor. And this is a 2 chord, and it looks like this, lowercase 2, and this means it's a minor. So if I were to write a lowercase Roman numeral, it means it's a minor chord, a minor triad in music. Okay, so then we have a 3 chord. This again is minor. We said, oh, it's 3-4. 3-4 is minor, so 3-4 is minor. Lowercase 3. And so this means E minor. Okay, number 4 is, you can pause the video here and see if you can get it, but number 4 is F major, and we would write it like this. uppercase 4, nothing new to put here. Uppercase is major, lowercase is minor. So this is F major. Okay, and then we have G major. Then we have A minor as lowercase 6, like this. A minor. And finally, our weird one is called B diminished because it's B diminished. B diminished. And it looks like this. Lowercase with a degree sign. It looks like a degree, but it's a diminished sign. It looks like a degree sign. And then you can end, if you want, you can end with a 1 chord, because C major, of course, is another 1 chord. Okay? So these are the 7 chords found in C major. The first one is major, the number 2 and 3 are minor, and so on and so forth. Another way to write these, if you don't want to use Roman numeral notation, and you don't care what key you're in, you just want to notate these notes, is you can write a big C for C major, a small d for D minor, just like I've done here, and you can keep going. The B would look like this. Okay, so let me fill in this really quick. This is missing. This is diminished. Lowercase with a degree sign. So you can make like any diminished. If you wanted like a 3 diminished or something, you could just like write that, right? Okay, ignore that. So then we would have E minor like this, lowercase e because it's minor. You could have uppercase F for F major, uppercase G for G major, lowercase a for A minor, and finally uppercase C at the end for C major. Okay, so these are the same chords. If you're in the key of C, if you do have this context, then this is the same thing as this. In fact, it gives you a little bit more information because this says, oh, it's a C in C, but with these, you don't really know where you are. I guess you could do this, but if you're doing this, why not just do that, right? So again, if you have a major, it's like this. We can use A for our guinea pig. Minor would look like this, lowercase, and then diminished would simply look like this with the degree sign. Okay, and those are the 3 different chords found in the major scale.